There are a few reasons that the music from your turntable could sound distorted. In this video, we're going to take you through a few of the more common ones and tell you what you can do to fix it. If your music sounds muffled, scratchy, or harsh, it could be one of these reasons. 1. Your stylus has not been broken in. Like a speaker, a stylus has a break-in period. For the styli included with Fluance turntables, we recommend about 20 hours of listening. 2. Your stylus is dirty. Even new records can have dust and debris from the factory, or little bits of paper that come off of the inner sleeve. Ensure that you've cleaned your stylus with a stylus brush and the records with an anti-static carbon fiber brush. Visually inspect the stylus to ensure it's straight and free of any debris. 3. You have static buildup on your records. As your records play, the friction between the stylus and the vinyl record can cause static buildup. The static can attract dust, which causes that crackling sound. This is usually the case in dry environments or during the winter when the air is drier. An anti-static brush can be used before playback to remove the static charge from your records. There are also anti-static guns available to remove static without touching the record. 4. You're listening to inner groove distortion. To understand inner groove distortion, you have to consider, the outer grooves. The ones on the outside of the record that contain the first song. The diameter of a 12-inch circle is about 37 inches. So if you took those grooves on the outer edge of the record and stretched them into a straight line, it would be about 37 inches long. Think of it like a slinky that is stretched all the way out. Now consider the grooves that are closer to the inside of the record. The closer you get to the center, the shorter the groove is. For example, if you were to take the grooves right in the middle of the record, where the diameter is about 6 inches, and you stretch them out into a line, it would be about 18 inches long. The closer you get to the middle of the record, the less space there is for that sonic information. The grooves get tighter and the stylus has a harder time tracking them, especially in higher frequencies, which have tighter grooves. Have you ever noticed that some records are spread out over 2 discs when they could potentially fit on one? Well, one reason for that could be allowing bigger runout grooves. This avoids the grooves closest to the label. Unfortunately, this isn't a problem that you can necessarily fix. It's geometry. There's no way to make the grooves in the middle of the record longer, but you can lessen the effect by upgrading to a microline stylus. A microline stylus has a finer tip than a conical or elliptical stylus, and will have an easier time tracking those tighter grooves. 5. You have an off-center pressing. An off-center pressing is when the hole in the middle of the record isn't in the middle of the record. The effect of this is that the music sounds like there's a speed or pitch change. You can tell if you have an off-center pressing by looking at the stylus. If the stylus stays where it is, you don't have an off-center pressing. But if the stylus moves left to right, back and forth, then you have an off-center pressing. An off-center pressing is a mistake that happens when the record is manufactured, so there's no real way to fix it other than send the record back for a replacement. But there are some DIY tricks that you can try to get it working. In the description to this video, we'll post a link to our off-center pressing blog. You can read more about these DIY tricks there. 6. Overamplification. If your turntable has a built-in preamp like the RT80 or RT81, you may be over-amplifying the signal, causing distortion. To check if this is the case, check to see if your turntable is connected to the phono input on your receiver. If it is, make sure that the phono line connection on the back of your turntable is set to phono. If it is set to line, then you have engaged the turntable's internal preamp, and the signal is being amplified twice. Once with the turntable's internal preamp, and then again with the phono input on the receiver. For more videos, articles, and other stuff related to the topics that we discussed in this video, check the description below. Or you can click one of the videos that are popping up on your screen right now. As always, thank you very much for watching.